Good evening, I'm Tracy Leong. At least 12 people are dead as Tropical Storm Florence continues to wreak havoc in the Carolinas. Florence has brought violent winds and dumped more than 30 inches of rain since making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane yesterday. North Carolina has seen record rainfall in some areas. You can see homes are now reduced to islands as catastrophic flooding caused rivers and streams to overflow into communities, forcing mass evacuations. A live look now at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where downpours expected through the remainder of the night. At least 1 million homes and businesses between both of the Carolinas will go through the night without power as the storm continues to rage through the states. And as Courtney Zabrowski reports for WJZ, the worst may be yet to come.
Florence is showing no mercy to North Carolina. The slow-moving storm has virtually stalled, dumping relentless rain after making landfall as a Category 1 hurricane.
It's pretty deep. It's scary. There's cars already going under. There's people freaking out.
Water is rising fast in the northeast part of the state, leaving entire communities flooded in Jacksonville. People trapped in their submerged homes have been rescued by boat and helicopter. Anthony Loved watched as the water crept up to his front door. He says he wasn't taking any chances.
You see the water coming in, it's like, okay, are we going to stay here and get wet, or are we going to go ahead and leave?
Officials here in Wilmington are asking evacuees not to return home just yet to give crews enough time to remove downed trees and restore power. This grocery store opened early this morning, just in time. People here have been running out of supplies.
Well, we were prepared. We had a lot of supplies and stuff, but you can only buy so much ahead of time, and then you know that there's certain things that you're going to run out of.
Gasoline is also in short supply. Drivers waited nearly an hour to fill up at this gas station. In Cumberland County, authorities are going door to door, telling residents to leave after issuing a mandatory evacuation. Officials say the Cape Fear River may crest above 62 feet.
We're talking about flooding that has not been seen to this degree, potentially, since 1945.
Another 1.5 feet of rain may fall before the weekend is over. Courtney Zabrowski, CBS News, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Meteorologist Tim Williams is tracking Tropical Storm Florence's path. Tim, what do we know so far?
Well, it's definitely been downgraded and weakening, but it is still creating problems because it is sitting in the same areas, just bringing rain on top of the same areas over and over and over again for basically now the better part of 2 days now. The storm is sitting. It is just around now the center of circulation, ironically, is just around 55 miles or so to the southwest of Florence, South Carolina. And then we're looking at, of course, that places it also about 40 miles east-southeast of Columbia, South Carolina. Still pulling in moisture from the ocean, those brighter bands showing that the rain is still being pulled into the coast. Now, it is moving to the west at only 3 miles per hour. It is a snail's pace, and again, it's going to take a little while to move. Winds are sustained at 40 miles per hour. Expected now to start to make that turn to the north and northeast. That's going to start to bring it in our general direction starting tomorrow and into Monday. Now, our major concerns are coastal flooding and some coastal advisories. The last of these coastal advisories will be lifted as of 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we're basically seeing some improvement, and the winds that have been pushing these waters on the western shores of the bay are starting to diminish. So we'll see just how nice it gets tomorrow, but we'll be dealing with the remnants of Florence moving into our general direction on Monday into Tuesday. Tracy?
Thank you, Tim. With Florence stretching resources to the max, Maryland continues to send assistance. The latest is coming by air. WJZ is live. Alex Demeter with this new deployment. Alex?
Tracy, the unit Maryland is sending specializes in rescuing the most desperate flood victims.
Rain is inundating areas of the Carolinas that normally do not flood, quickly trapping those who did not expect it. Right now, most are being pulled out by boats, but for some, that isn't an option.
In a matter of seconds, my house was flooded up to the waist, and now it's to the chest, and we are stuck in the attic. There's 4 of us.
We are there solely to rescue people. So we're looking for stranded individuals or someone that's in need of help.
At Aberdeen Proving Grounds, Maryland's National Guard prepped to deploy its helicopter aquatic rescue team to the Carolinas. On standby to assist with rescues here, it is instead being sent south as Florence veers away from Maryland. It follows the decision to send a task force that specializes in swiftwater rescues to the Carolinas, while Maryland's Red Cross is prepared to send blood supplies if needed. The Guard team brings its own tools.
Our primary go-to is the hoist, and we use the rescue basket and deploy our civilian rescuer down there to aid and then bring them up to the aircraft for safety.
While making sure they are flight ready, search and rescue teams from a number of fire departments are also preparing to go along. They are the people who will be lowered in those baskets to rooftops and trees,
where we pull people out of danger.
Well, the Guard lifts off tomorrow morning. Alex Dimitri, WJZ.
Stay with WJZ for updates on Tropical Storm Florence. We'll be tracking its path and its impact up and down the East Coast, including right here in Maryland.